we give you the facts. It's not what you think. Popeye Newsling, Young King, 1 yard, bless.
Good morning, Popeye. Grandma watch Popeyes every morning and every
What
night.
am I drink? What am I think? You're listening to Popeye News Links. This is the Admiral Tibet who I represent, and remember, the time is so serious, cantankerous and dangerous. This is Popeye News Links.
Greetings viewers and subscribers. The Culloden Early Childhood Institute, PTA, in the parish of Westmoreland, they are presenting their first ever fundraising event. It's an all-white Valentine's cocktail party, and it will be held on the school grounds on Wednesday, February 14, starting at 5 p.m. There will be adult fun and games. There will also be lots of prizes and surprises plus music. Tickets cost $2,000 and all proceeds will be going in aid of a covered walkway to protect the children. Please support this worthy cause. That's Wednesday evening, February 14, Valentine's Day. Don't miss it. In today's journey, we are still in the garden parish of St. Anne. Continue to sit back, continue to relax, and continue to enjoy this journey with me. In the news today, question: do you do online banking? Have you ever gotten a text or email message from your bank about your account? Now, look at your screen. There is one such text message. It's purported to be coming from NCB. It says, NCB alerts. A hold has been placed on your account. It's imperative that we verify your info immediately. Go to ncbkycid.com to prevent restricted access. So, when you go to ncbkycid.com, there is the page that you're gonna see now. That page, it look familiar, not true? Well, if you should enter your username and password, scammers on the other end, they're gonna have access to your account. A lot of times when you hear people blaming the banks, it's you, the customers, who are to be blamed. I want you to listen to this conversation with a customer and one of the scammers. The person got the text and called the number. Listen this.
Yes, you hear me now?
Yes, can you hear me clearer now?
Yes.
Okay.
I received a message just now from NCB saying my account is gonna be locked, and I'm a bit scared about that.
Okay, not a problem. I'll be more than happy to help. Do you remember doing any large transactions, international transactions that doesn't seem to be the regular day to day?
Yes.
Alright, so maybe that might be the issue. In most cases, when you get a message like that, they want you to review the transactions to see if you're aware of all of them, and then you follow the procedure to have it reactivated. Can you go ahead and fully read that message that you received to me?
It says, hold on, I'm gonna look for it. It says a hold has been placed on your account. It's imperative that we verify your info immediately. Go to, yes?
Yeah, go ahead.
It says go to the site to prevent restricted access.
Alright, go ahead and touch your phone.
Click the site.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, it's telling me to enter my username.
So you're on the page now?
Yes.
Alright, go ahead and sign in from.
Okay.
Take your time. You went ahead and signed in?
Hold on.
What's it saying on the screen?
It's saying, uno fi stop scam f***ing people. That's what it's saying. Yup.
So you heard that? You heard that? Please me I beg you now. Be aware. Be vigilant. Be alert. There is all kind of scams taking place. And you will never ever get a message like this from NCB or any other bank in Jamaica. If you click on it, you're going to be scammed and then you're going to be blaming the banks. Like I said, be aware, be vigilant, be alert. In this next story, that guy on your screen, his name is Omar Myrie. Omar is a 26-year-old bike taxi operator and he's living at Grange Hill in the parish of Westmoreland. Omar is wanted by the Westmoreland police for rapeable charges. In our next video, I'm going to be giving you more details. But Omar, go and give up yourself to the police. In this next story, we are learning that Tuesday afternoon, January 23, about 5:30, some barrels were being scanned at the Port Anglers Wharf in Montego Bay when an anomaly was detected in one of them that was shipped from New York. As a result, the police were called in. The barrel was searched and a grey briefcase was seen in it. The briefcase was opened and bingo. A box containing 50.380 rounds, as also a magazine containing 6.380 rounds were found in the briefcase. We are told that investigations are continuing. Over in the Passagefort area of Portmore in the parish of St. Catherine, we are learning that a lady, she's said to be in her late 50s and she's an administrator at a company in Kingston. This lady is a licensed firearm holder. She's living at home with her 2 adult daughters. Early Monday morning, January 22, about 5:30, the lady, she woke up and she was about to use her phone, but her phone could not be found. She then realized that her black handbag that was on the night table beside her bed was missing. The lady made further checks and she realized that hoodlums had entered her home. The hoodlums, they forced open the back grill that leads to the kitchen. So the hoodlums, they entered the house and they stole the lady's handbag. In the bag was her licensed Smith & Wesson 9mm pistol. It was affixed with a magazine containing 17 rounds of 9mm cartridges. The hoodlums, they also stole 3 cellular phones, a Samsung tablet and other items. Just like that. No, no. Can you imagine how this lady and her daughters felt when they realized what took place last night? Boy, may I tell you. Now, in this next story, we are learning that last night, a man, he securely locked up his bar at Godwop in the parish of Westmoreland and went home nearby. This man, he has a camera system on the bar. We are told that early this morning, about some minutes to 3 o'clock, the man, he received notifications and he checked the camera system on his phone. It was realized that hoodlums were breaking into the bar. We are told that persons in the community, they were informed and they armed themselves with machetes and went to the bar. As the men were approaching the bar, the hoodlums saw them and opened a barrage of gunshots at them. Luckily, none of the men were hit. The hoodlums, they then made good their escape. We are told that the hoodlums, they didn't steal anything from the bar, even though they had pried open the front door and entered the bar. The police, they were called, and when they processed this crime scene, 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene. Now, in this next story, remember I told you about some hoodlum activities taking place in the Salt Spring area of St. James? Well, last night, Wednesday, January 24, about some minutes after 9 o'clock, a total of 6 persons were traveling in a black Toyota Voxy. Now, let me give you a breakdown of the persons who were in the Voxy. 2 males. One is 28 and the other is 22 years old. A female, she is 22 years old. A 12-year-old female and 2 male children. One is 8 and the other one is 1 year old. They were traveling in the Voxy along the Salt Spring Main Road towards Bird Hill, on reaching in the vicinity of Scott's Yard, near to where the hoodlums opened gunfire at Hawk Sunday night. A group of hoodlums came out of a yard and opened gunfire at the Voxy. The driver, he pressed gas and he continued driving towards Bird Hill. On reaching a little bit further, right in the vicinity of Tank Lane, another group of hoodlums stepped out of the lane and fired at the Voxy. The driver, he continued driving until he reached Bird Hill. The police, they were called and we are told that none of the occupants of the vehicle received any gunshot injuries, but maybe 1 or 2 of them got cuts from broken glass. There were gunshot damage to the bonnet, the front and back windshields, the left back passenger window, the left front passenger side window, and the driver side window. We are told that when the police processed this crime scene, 15 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene. But our information is that the police, they did not recover even a quarter of the bullets that were fired. Do you realize that the 6 persons who were in the vehicle, they could have been killed? These hoodlums, they were not firing at windshield nor door. They were shooting to kill. The mayhem. Now, this next incident, it took place early yesterday morning, Wednesday, January 24, about 1 o'clock. It is reported that a 24-year-old guy, he's popularly known as Tugs. Tugs was driving his 2014 Honda Accord motor car. He was driving from the Grangeville Square towards Glasgow. On reaching a section of Blake Street where the road is very bad, it is reported that Tugs, he slowed down to navigate the potholes in the road when hoodlums opened a barrage of gunshots at him. Tugs, he managed to drive away, but he later realized that he was shot. He received gunshot wounds to his left knee and his left lower leg. The police, they assisted him to a nearby hospital where he was treated. The mayhem. Now, in this next story, this one took place yesterday morning, Wednesday, January 24, about minutes to 9 o'clock. It took place at Gravel Lane in the Sandy Bay area of Hanover. We are learning that a guy, he's named Syon. Syon is in his late 20s and he's living in the Gravel Lane area. We are told that Syon, he was riding on the pathway to his home on his 4-wheel bike when he stopped and was talking to someone. While they were there talking, Syon was approached by a hoodlum who was armed with a gun. The hoodlum, he opened a barrage of gunshots at Syon, hitting him to his left arm, the left side of his buttocks, and his left thigh. Syon, he fell to the ground, and the hoodlum, he went over Syon and attempted to finish him off. But Syon, he managed to grab a stone off the ground and fling it at the hoodlum. The stone, it hit the hoodlum in his face, and the hoodlum, he ran away, making good his escape. The police, they were called and they rushed with Syon to a nearby hospital where he was treated and admitted. When the police processed this crime scene, 4 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene. The mayhem. So let me ask you something. Let me ask you something. Have you hit on the love button as yet? And for those of you who are complaining about this segment of the video, you see, I don't blame you. I do not blame you because I used to feel the same way before I started doing YouTube. But let me tell you something. Building and maintaining a YouTube channel is not as easy as 1, 2, 3, and I take nothing for granted. I make no apology whatsoever for this segment. If you don't like it, so be it, and I don't blame you. So if you have not yet hit on the love button, hit on it. Also, if you are over here watching our videos and you have not yet subscribed, hit on the subscribe button as also. Hit on the notification bell. Then click all so that whenever we drop a new video, you'll be one of the first to be notified. In the final story for today, that guy on your screen, his name is Ricardo Taylor. Ricardo is in his mid-30s. Ricardo is an ex-policeman and he lived in the Spanish Town area of St. Catherine. Ricardo and a young man in his mid-20s, and I'm going to be calling this young man Carl. They started working at an establishment in about 2021. Now, I'm not going to be calling the name of this establishment. Soon after, they started working with the company. Ricardo, he was promoted to store manager and he was in charge of the Portmore branch of the store. Carl and a female, they also worked at this store. We are told that Ricardo, he was involved in an intimate relationship with the female, and it was also said that Ricardo, he was thieving the company's money. And by the way, I should tell you before that Ricardo, he was a licensed firearm holder. So the company, they realized that Ricardo was robbing them. As a result, the owners for the company, they called him in and they told him that they were seeing some discrepancies. Ricardo, he was of the view that it was Carl who informed upon him because Carl, who had a young baby just born and who is from down a country, he didn't want to do anything to jeopardize his job, so he stayed on the straight and narrow path. We are told that tension developed between Carl on one side and Ricardo and the female on the other side because the female, she spent more time on the road more than in the store during working hours. As a result, the management of the company, they were told. On the morning of Thursday, July 14, 2022, almost 18 months ago, Ricardo, he called Carl to talk to him on the phone. We are told that Carl, he did not answer. Carl, he then sent Ricardo a WhatsApp message asking him, "What's up?" Ricardo, he read the message, but he did not respond. Carl left work later in the night. We are told that normally he rode a bicycle to and from work because he was living near to where he worked. So that night, he left work and on his way home, he stopped at his usual hangout spot, a bar which is a short distance away from his home. Carl, we are told, he spent a short while there, then rode off towards his house. We are told that a grey Toyota Probox motorcar was seen parked on the side of the road. Carl, he rode his bicycle past the car, not paying any attention to it. The car drove up behind Carl at a fast speed and hit him off the bicycle. Carl fell to the ground and the Probox stopped and the driver came out. Carl then realized that this was no random accident. Someone was out to get him. We are told that Carl, he got up and he ran off and the person began chasing him. Our information is that Carl, he could be heard shouting out to the person, "Are the wrong man this, and not me?" Because what we are told is that Carl and everyone in his community, they are friends. So he was not expecting anyone to try and kill him. But when Carl looked behind him and he got a good look at the person, it was none other than his manager, Ricardo Taylor. We are told that Ricardo, he was wearing gloves and dark clothing. He caught up with Carl and they both started to tussle. Ricardo, he then pulled his gun and bam! Carl, he was shot in his right shoulder, but he did not realize. He was still wrestling with Ricardo. We are told that Ricardo, he then put the gun to Carl's face and squeezed again. Bam! Carl, he was still wrestling with Ricardo, but weakness started stepping in because he was shot 2 times, to his shoulder and his face. Carl fell to the ground and Ricardo, he then ran away towards the Toyota Probox and drove away, making good his escape. Carl, he was rushed to the Spanish Town Hospital where he was treated and admitted. Luckily, he survived. Carl spent almost 3 weeks in the Spanish Town Hospital until he was released. Ricardo, who was supposed to go to work the very next day, he did not show up for work and he has not been seen or heard from since. He has not been arrested and charged by the police. Remember now, you know? Remember, Carl knew Ricardo before. They worked together for over a year. Photos of Ricardo are available. So, how comes almost 2 years later, there is no photograph of Ricardo, ex-police Ricardo, being released, stating that he's wanted for wounded with intent? Ricardo is a licensed firearm holder. Was Ricardo's gun license renewed? We are also hearing that Ricardo, he has left the island via one of the airports to New York. Is that true? If it is true, how comes? How comes? Because we are told that Carl, he told the police the name of his shooter from the night of the incident. How comes? More to come. A lot more to come. The mayhem continues. Blessed love, everybody.
Tell a friend for tell a friend for tell a friend about Popeye Newslink and PNL Blog TV. Like, subscribe and share. Quicksilver sing, if we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. If we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. Hey, crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica.